Hi everyone, it's Nicole and I'm here with another layout that I created at the crop that I went to in October. I ended up making 22 pages and we're on page 19, so we're almost there, and I decided that I'm going to finish those before I start implementing some new layouts on my channel. I might do one just because on the Facebook group, my Facebook group, which the link is down in the description box below, every month I issue a challenge. And with that challenge, you make a layout. And then once a month, the first of every month, we pick a winner and they win 10 digital files. So if you're not part of my Facebook group, make sure that you join. And it's a lot of fun, a lot of stuff going on. And now that I'm doing this full time, so a lot of new and exciting stuff to come. First of all, I started Patreon. So if you're interested, I have 3 levels. I have bronze, silver, and gold. And in the description box below, you can click on that and it shows you the different tiers. So it's $5, $10, and $15 a month. And you get exclusive videos, and all the videos on Patreon are real time. Second, I'm having a virtual crop January 22nd to 24th where we're going to have 10 challenges. We're going to be making 10 layouts. It's $8. You get 2 free digital files and 10 hours of scrapping. So let's talk a little bit about this layout. So when I opened my page kit, what I look at is I look at the pages, the pattern papers that I have in there, but I also look at the embellishments. Now when I looked at the background, it had that cluster that was printed on the pattern paper right at the bottom right of the layout. So right away I knew, okay, I'll do a cluster to the right, bottom right. Then I mounted my 2 photos that I had within this kit. And then I thought, because I had that frame that I'm going to start a cluster with at the bottom right of the layout, I thought that I would add another frame or so. But then when I looked at my embellishments, I also had different frames. I had a round one and a square one. As I'm working on these embellishment clusters, I'm keeping those frames in mind and trying to see where I can put them on the layout. So I put the cluster to the right of the frame, the one at the bottom right, and then the second frame I'm going to put the cluster to the left so it's not on the same side. And then my third cluster, I'm going to put it at the top right of that photo. Now that I know where this is going, I'm like, okay, what else can I do? But before I start working with some of the other embellishments, I'm going to glue the frames or glue the photos down, and then I'm going to move things around and see where else I can put some of these embellishments. So the smaller square, I really like how it kind of finishes off that top of the layout. So I'm going to put that frame right there. And then at the bottom of the layout, I thought that's a nice open space where I can put a nice big title. So I have these puffy little alphas, and I'm going to spell out perfectly groomed trail. And that's what I like about these tiny little letters, is that you can end up making super long titles and you got enough room. Like it didn't, there's no way if I used some thickers that I'd be able to put that huge title. By using those little ones, I ended up being able to put that long title. Now I have to say, if I would have been home and I would have had, all my thickers available to me, I probably would have used 2 different fonts, but because I was at a crop, I just went with it. I just used the same font, because a lot of times when I do titles, I like to use 2 different fonts, a larger font and then a smaller font. But in this case, the whole title is going to be using that same little alpha. So I'm pretty sure with this page kit, I don't end up putting any more pattern papers. I just use the background and then I matted my photo with some cardstock. And that's okay. Like, they were there, they had a chance to make it to a layout and they didn't. And that's perfectly fine. I just like the way, because I was going to use so many frames, I didn't want to overwhelm it with too many pattern papers. So while I'm putting the rest of this layout together, I just want to tell you a little bit about my goals that I have for this year. So first, if anything new comes into my scrap room, I want to make sure that I use them right away. So if I buy something new, it can't just be put in my scrap room and then, 3 years later, it's still in the cellophane, not used. So that I've been doing that for a few years and it's been working really well. So the stuff that I bought from Pink Fresh Studio during the Black Friday sale, I can tell you, I've already used. I ordered two of their kits that they had on sale, and one of them, the embellishments, I've dove into that, and that was with our Patreon. I opened up this Pink Fresh Studio and I made 13 page kits with them, so they're well on their way. The other goal that I have is to use my scraps. I have so much scraps, and somebody asked me whether or not, do I keep the small pieces or do I have like a size that under that I chuck it out? Usually I just keep everything because I never know what I'm going to use. But the problem with that is I have 2 full drawers that are filled with scraps, and then I have the plastic bags that I have for my page kits. I started putting my scraps into those, and I think I have 15 bags of scraps just filled of these scraps. So my goal this year is every time I make page kits, I'm going to be using some scraps. So I'm going to grab one of those, whether from my drawers or from my bags, and I'm going to be making a lot of page kits with them. Actually, I even thought of maybe making a series where I'm going to work on 100 page kits, and I'm going to be using all of those. So once a week, I'll put up a video of me working on making 100 page kits. But that's it. That's going to complete this layout. And again, this was layout 19 of 22, so I'm almost done with the 22 page kits that I did during that weekend. And again, don't forget the virtual crop, January 22nd to 24th. And a big thank you to my new patron, Lynette Coward Gold. And I want to thank you so much for watching. Bye.